Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Salette Sports Network. I'm Michael McCall, and to my right is Charles Prather coming to you tonight to bring to you the 8th grade basketball game where the Lions are going to take on the International Champaign basketball 8th grade basketball team. Charles, how are you doing this evening? You know, coming up to Christmas break.
I'm doing fantastically, Michael. I'm super excited for this game. I believe it's the 8th graders' 5th game. They haven't won a game yet, but they're increasingly getting better and better and losing by less and less margins. So I think statistically that tonight's tonight.
I 100% agree. You know, their first game, they lost by a decent amount. The second game, the deficit got smaller. I believe it got down to 10 or 12 points. The next game, even smaller. And last game, they lost by 1 point. So hopefully this game, they're going to be able to pull this one off.
So the Lions take the court. Looks like JP is going to be jumping against number 42. And looks like Champaign International Prep won the tip. Number 10 dribbles it down the court.
And we're going to get a foul right off the bat. Quickly, just say I'm sorry. Looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties if you're not able to see anything. So we're going to have to kind of turn this into a little bit of a radio. But we do apologize for that.
Just got the steal and the jump ball. Now the Lions bring the ball up the court. Looks like they're going into some sort of zone press.
And a nice pass into Garneau, however, that's stripped right out of his hands by number 42.
Oh, good defensive play by Anthem Hodel to get the ball right back.
And I haven't seen too much of this 8th grade team, but they're looking strong on defense right now. JP swings it all the way over. It's caught by Anthem Hold'em at the elbow, swings it to the corner. Shot by Mason Wilson off the backboard a little bit too hard. Garneau with the rebound, no good. Champaign International comes out with it. Spin move by 42, kicks it out to the inside the perimeter of the wing. No good. Rebounds, tipped quite a few times off the fingers, and it's going to go off the hands of 42.
So I believe the Panteras, I believe that's their mascot. They're running some sort of 1-2-2 ball press into looks like a diamond zone. And their defense is pretty tough. They're pressuring the ball and they're denying the pass lines.
And the Lions offense, they had 2 good looks. They were able to dribble it around, open a hole, swing the ball all the way over to the corner, the left corner, and they had Mason Wilson open. They had another player open last drive. And that was just 2 good plays by the Lions offense.
And Champaign International got a look at the basket. They missed it, got the offensive rebound. Number 42 with the ball on the post goes up and scores a 2.
First points of the game. We got 4 minutes, 16 seconds left on the clock. The ball's going to be inbounded to Mason Wilson. Sebastian Mackin with it. Older brother played last night, had a decent game. Gets it to JP. Almost tipped off by number 0. However, the Lions recover it. JP drives. Might have been a travel. Nothing there. Ball tipped out of his hand. It's going out of bounds. However, the ball's going to stay with the Lions.
It was a little bit of a sloppy play out by the Lions. The pass was very nearly intercepted, and it was tipped out of Mackin's hands, although he was able to recover. Bad pass by Garneau. JP had to jump for it, and he missed it. 3 shot by number 0. Offensive rebound 42. He got a good look, but not before traveling. So it'll be Lions ball. JP Epiprone, number 5, inbounding it. He will hit Mason Wilson. Goes back to JP, and he'll take it up the court. He's running into double pressure. Champaign International's defense is very, very tough. They're doubling up the ball. Mr. Nip will call a timeout. Lions couldn't really get a good look there. They were just kind of swinging it out and getting pressured very hard.
And that was a smart timeout by Coach. They were trying to string the ball around, and Champaign International were just jumping on all our players on the offense. John Paul was kind of getting trapped up over here by the very outside the perimeter near the logo, and he just kept getting trapped. He was luckily able to dribble out and not get the ball stolen from him. And the Lions did a good job there by keeping possession of the ball, and Coach Nip just had to use the timeout to kind of clear their heads and set up their offense.
Hopefully they'll slow down a bit after that, get used to the pressure a little bit. Ball inbounded to Mason Wilson. He'll take one dribble, and bad pass into the lane, but off of Champaign International, out of bounds. So it'll be White Salette ball underneath the hoop. Inbounded to Mason Wilson. He passes into traffic. It gets intercepted. Number 10. Nice move by Champaign International. He'll get the layup and steal the inbound play. It'll be purple ball. Inbounds play coming from the sideline.
We got 3 minutes, 9 seconds. And a nice play there by John Paul Agbaparone. He's able to block that pass. It's going to go right back out of bounds. Timeout, Blue. Lions going to talk things over after their mistake on defense. They let number 10 put the ball in the hoop, and then he stole it right away. He's going to have to take back the momentum. And right now, what have you been seeing from the Lions offense specifically? Their defense was strong earlier in about the 5-minute mark. They were able to keep Champaign out of the paint, but what do you think they need to really work on right now?
I think they're just getting a bit flustered with that ball press. I remember as an 8th grader, I don't think we ever ran into a ball press, and even definitely as a varsity player, ball press is very difficult to go against. So they're just playing too fast, I think, a little bit. So they just need to slow down, think what they're doing, look for openings, and then when they do have the ball, take the shots they're given, as long as they can hit them, obviously. And then on defense, they just need to get their hands up and stop the drives into the middle. 'Cause looks like Champaign International is just going to keep driving into the middle like that, and they keep getting open looks underneath. Luckily, they'll miss a lot of them. But they do get offensive rebounds, because they've got some height in there with numbers 41 and 42.
And number 10 there, he had a nice drive, wrapped around the defense, cut right to the basket, had an open hole. The Lions just didn't really see that. However, the Lions ball, you're going to get it past the press. Sebastian's going to drive in, try to pass it in. No good. Richard Jolly comes up with it, number 24. And John Paul is going to get it back at the top. He gets right past his defenders. He's going to get the ball to Anthem Hodel, except his shot's going to be no good. Sebastian comes up with it, flings up a shot, no good. John Paul with the rebound. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Lions. What did you think of that possession right there, Chuck?
I think the same thing. They were going too fast, and they got a bad pass over to him. Defense was just a little slow, but they should have not even had that possession. The first pass was rushed and not very good, and then from there it just went downhill. They were just rushing again. Number 10 with the steal, dribbled it down the court, and it was fouled on the shot. He'll be at the line for 2.
Coach Nip looks like he's getting ready to put John Shea in there. And Chuck, you played in 8th grade, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And now you're a varsity basketball player.
Thank you. Yes, I am.
And so, do you think how important do you think that like your 8th grade basketball team? Because I feel like the 8th grade team is not always expected to win. That's not the point. I mean, it's always an extra bonus, but it's more for the what's the word I'm looking for?
Developmental.
Exactly.
Skills,
The
yes.
developmental skills. Do you think that it was really important for you to be able to be on that team? And
It definitely boosted my confidence, because I played basketball when I was younger before I came here, but not extremely competitively, and I didn't play competitively the year before I came here. And so my first experiences as an 8th grade basketball player, I had a good game. I scored a lot of points, and that just, over the year, I scored a lot, and that helped my confidence a lot, I think. So even if you're not a great player in 8th grade, it's just getting to compete in a sport it's a huge bonus.
It's also class bonding. I remember my 8th grade year, our team went 0-11, 0-12. So it was not a successful basketball season that we won, but I just remember we had so much fun. I mean, and there we go. The first points put on the board for the Lions. Anthem Hodel, number 12 for the Lions, gets in, puts up a layup. But I just remember my basketball team. It was fun, and it just really brought our class together. We all went out there. You know, we all, I guess in a sense, you could say we had to suffer that loss together. But it was very enjoyable to get out there. And
yeah, that's definitely true as well. Yeah, my 8th grade basketball team was 0-7, so we got a little bit of common ground there, Michael.
I mean, there were a couple years where the Lions basketball 8th grade basketball team did not do so well. But then they kind of picked it up last year, and hopefully we can see how they do this year. The shot's no good, 58 seconds left. Hodell's going to get it. They got to get the ball up the court, past this press. Richard Jolly gets it. Doesn't travel. Nice play there by him. Anthem Hodell's going to throw it into Benny Garno. Nice pass there, and Benny Garno puts it up for 2. Nice play there. The Lions offense looked pretty smooth, got the ball around, found the open man. Big part of that was Richard Jolly. He was able to get it past the 10-second line.
I think the Chicago International players kind of got a little bit relaxed there because their first couple of possessions were pretty. Their defensive possessions were very successful in letting them turn the ball over, so they kind of got a step or two behind. So that throw right down into the wide open layup in the post.
And
that's why that was there, probably.
Yeah, that's what the Lions need. They need to just take advantage of all those things they can get. And that ball's going to go off the hands of 42. Lucky there for the Lions. 20 seconds left. Maybe they can tie this game up in the first quarter. It's going to be Lions ball. Champaign thought it was theirs.
I think the Lions, again, they just need to slow down.
And there you go. Mr. Lance Holman, number 25. Tall man for the Lions, is able to put it in for 2, tying the game with 10 seconds left.
I think he did a good job there on that inbounds play, sealing him off so that he could get the open look. He almost traveled there. Good thing that Champaign missed the attempted buzzer beater. Lost Salette with the rebound. And we are going into the second quarter tied 6-6.
So quick question. So for possessions, is it the team that last touches the ball, or is it just the team who did not get the tip-off, who gets the ball at the next quarter? So who's going to come out? Do you know who's going to come out?
It looks like Champaign will come out with the ball, but I believe that, so it works this way. At the jump, the team that gets possession, the first jump ball, the team that lost the jump will have possession, and then it switches from there. And
then if there's like any jump balls in the middle of the game, the possession arrow switches.
So yeah, it'll just switch from jump ball to jump ball after that.
Okay. Nice. Score right now 6-6. The Lions were able to cut that lead, tie it up. So it's a new ball game out there. You could say the scoreboard is technically 0-0. And the Lions, they just need to get some momentum. You know, Mason Smith had some clutch steals over there. Richard Jolly, you know, was able to control the ball, get it past the 10-second line. You know, that's one of the things for 8th grade basketball. They usually have a hard time controlling the basketball, controlling the pace. They're usually pretty nervous out there. And, you know, it's very fast-paced for them.
For sure. Yeah, their main focus, I think they need to slow down. There's a little bit of a James Harden shot by number 10 on Champaign. He missed it. Richard Jolly dribbles down the court, takes up a shot. Probably wasn't a good shot. Definitely should have moved the ball more before that. He missed it. Champaign with the rebound. What a drive by number 3 on Champaign. Little floater goes in. It'll be 8-6 Champaign.
I don't know why Lance Holman threw it right there. Number 10 was, favoring his right, and he threw it that way, and he just easily jumped the passing lane. Champaign gets another opportunity to put points on the board.
Good steal by Anthem Hodel. Seen a couple of those from him tonight.
And you see these players, they're protecting it as soon as they get the ball. That's good. They're looking up. They're finding their passing people. They've had a couple bad passes, or excuse me, their passing receivers. That's good to see from the Lions. However, 10's going to come up with a steal. Other way, throws up a shot, no good. And Benny Garno comes up with the rebound. He almost loses control of it, but.
Yeah, that's another thing 8th grade is good for, 8th grade basketball, is just building those fundamentals. I know a lot of the varsity players now could have stood to use a little bit more time just building those fundamentals, playing at a lower level, but I mean, you can't slow down time. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
I mean, I just remember how fast-paced the games were when I got into the basketball games. I just remember I was just sitting on the bench like, guys, why are you doing this? Like, you're being so dumb. Like, play how like coach told us to. And then I got into the game, and I was just like deer in headlights. So,
yeah.
I mean, I feel a little bit of what the players kind of feel out there. But they're playing well right now. They put another 2 points on the board, the Lions do. Or did that shot not go in?
It did go in. The scoreboard's not put up yet. So the Lions had an inbounds play. The ball was brought up to the high post, and there was addition to the low post to Benny Garno for the layup. Looks like there's going to be another jump ball. And the ball will be in the hands of Champaign International. And number 10 is bringing it up the court. There's just another, I think the 8th graders were a little flustered there. Sebastian Mackin got double teamed. I don't know if he was really ready for that.
There we go, a defensive rebound from the Lions. Nice there, the ball's tipped out. However, Sebastian Mackin comes out with it. Risky pass there. Lions are able to recover it. They gotta get it past the 10-second line. There they do, they get it. Sebastian Mackin, nice pass to Anthem Hodel, goes in. Nice. Oh, and that shot is gonna roll off the hoop. However, it's gonna touch the hands of, I believe, 4T, and it's gonna stay with the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions are still struggling against that ball press there. They've gotten lucky a couple times, but they need to do a better job protecting the ball and moving it faster so that they can't get double teamed so quickly.
And, you know, that's the second time I've seen that. They've been double teamed, and they wrapped the ball around, ducked their head in, and slid through. They used their size for the advantage. And that's just, I've seen them do that 3 times. It was just, that's great to see. They just split the defense, and then it's, I guess, like a 5-on-3, you could say, because those defenders are still out there.
I think they're not doing a good job capitalizing on that, though, because they split those. They split that defense into another defensive player. Number 10 just dribbled the length of the court, got a nice Euro step layup in there. I think they need to focus on stopping his drives to the middle, because those have been tearing up their defense.
And also, it's just their shot decisions. They've had like a couple good movements on, a couple good possessions on offense, and they had the shot, but then they passed it and then took a different shot, which wasn't really a good one. And so they just need to, and that is expected from 8th graders. You know, they're not expected to find every single good shot and make them. And it's good that they're able to get those shots, but they just have to take them when they need to, and then save their shots when it's not a very good shot when they're being guarded. There's no shot clock, so they can take as long as they want. I mean, they have 6 minutes before the end of the quarter, but I mean, they can take as long as they want on offense and just keep it slow. It's slow, I guess actually, or it's for personally me, we usually never scored over 15 points. So for me right now in the second quarter, 8-12 is it's a high scoring game. But I mean, this team right now, they have the advantage of getting rebounds. My team is not very good at getting rebounds, but you got Benny Garno And Lance Holman, a little bit of height. Benny Garno has been getting a decent amount of rebounds this game. That's good to see for him.
Ball's passed to Anthem Hodel in the high post. Tries to get the pass off to Benny Garno. Unfortunately, it's tipped off. He gets the ball in. Chicago International stole it, but the Lions got it back. Double team on Sebastian Mackin. And they get the jump ball. It will be Champaign International's ball. So I've been saying this thing about slowing down. I think in reality, they need to slow their brains down and quicken their bodies up. So it's got to be fast but controlled, because they're not controlling. They're just kind of seeing what they see, and they're seeing it too late, and then by that time they're getting double teamed and the ball's getting pulled out of their hands. Or they're trying to work too fast, and then they don't get good looks.
Nice pass there to Lance Holman down to the post. He puts him another 2 points. That's 4 points for him. The Lions respond after a good pass from number 10, which gave the Champaign International Champaign 8th grade team an extra 2 points. So the score 10-14. 10 drives again, and he's going to put that one in for 2. And again, as you said, they just got to really stop that drive. Maybe they can even dedicate like one of their players to specifically and guarding him. Anthem, I don't know how Anthem came up with that ball, but he gets the shot off. It's no good. And there he goes again. Take 2. And he's going to get fouled on that one. Isn't able to make it, but he's going to visit the charity stripe for 2 shots.
There's a little bit of seesaw action there. I think of Champaign's 16 points. 10's probably got 12.
I don't know exactly, but educated guess, I'm going to say yes.
He's kind of made everything.
And that first shot is no good. And do you have anything to say about free throws? Because free throws are a big part of the basketball game. I mean, against our varsity team, 2007, against Georgetown, a big rivalry. We won that game because of free throws. There's a lot of pressure when you're shooting free throws, but what do you?
Yes, they win games. I'm just gonna say that they win games. If you can't hit your free throws, I'm not gonna say you shouldn't be playing, because there's a lot of good things you can do besides free throws. But don't give them the ball if you're getting fouled.
But I mean, it's just with a free throw, there's no timing that you have to get. There's no defense you have to worry about. It's just you and the basketball, and it shows just the practice and the time that you've put in to just get the muscle memory down of just getting those extra points for your team.
Definitely. It does take a lot of practice and a lot of time. Lance Holman just got the pass on the inside. He didn't have a good shot. Tried to pass it to Benny Garno.
And
he's fouled.
That's a good play there by the Lions. You know, it was good timing. So they drove in and they waited for the defenders to leave Lance, and then they passed it to him, which was good. He wasn't able to connect with the pass, so he was kind of fumbling around with it and gave the defenders time to turn around. That was good timing there by the Lions. Benny Garno's first shot is no good.
It looked a little bit like Hughes. He looks pretty nervous up there. I think something you really need to do for free throws is just calm your mind. You have time to do it. I think there is actually a time limit. You have about 10 seconds once you get the ball to shoot it, but it's something you can take the time before, because you have a little bit of time before the ball comes to you. Just calm yourself down and just get ready to shoot. Forget everything else.
And again, another good defensive play by the Lions. It's did that just go off the hands of number 10? That might have, but the ball is going to be the Lions, and Sebastian Mackin gets right past the defender. Nice pass into Lance Holman. However, it's stripped right outside of his right out of his hands. However, the ball's going to go out of bounds. Stay with the Lions.
So I'm excited for this inbounds play, because the Lions have, I think, capitalized on all of their inbounds plays so far. And the ball will go to Anthem Hodel. He'll drive in, lose it, but Lance Holman comes up with it. Fumbles out a bit, goes to Mason Wilson. He passes it to Sebastian Mackin, who misses the shot. Champaign has the ball, and they're taking it down the court.
We got 9 seconds left. Ted's going to have to figure out something to do to make a play. He gets right past the lines of defenders. Lance is the only one there. Lance is a little bit too slow to stop him. The buzzer's going to ring for the end of the first half. And the Lions, I mean, they've been playing pretty well so far, 10-18. They've been pretty good on defense. Lots of steals coming up with it, and they've had, to me, surprisingly, a lot of good shots, a lot of good passes down in the post.
Their full court defense is pretty good, but their half court defense, I think what they should do in the second half is kind of dedicate a player to number 10, just stop him from driving. But I think right now they have like Anthem Hodel on him or something, but we need somebody a bit quicker. So I would say like JP or maybe Sebastian Mackin. Just put him on him. Don't let him get to the middle. And then, more importantly, if he does get there, they have not been helping at all. So those rotations are very, very important.
But if you would like to find out how this game ends, or if the Lions are going to put a person on number 10, please come back in about 7 minutes to figure that out. But until then, your broadcasters, Charles Prather and Michael McCall, I'd like to say thank you and like to see you in a little bit. Thank you very much. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this 8th grade basketball game where the Lions are playing the International Champaign 8th grade basketball team. The Lions are currently down. Lance Holman's going to come up with he's going to come up with the ball. I'm Michael McCall, and to my right is Charles Prather. Charles, how have the Lions been doing tonight, both on offense and defense?
Offense, they're definitely moving a bit too fast. Again, I think it's that hard pressure and the double teaming coming from Champaign. Defense, they need to work on shutting down number 10, who's been able to drive into the middle and score over and over again.
Yeah, he has 12 points. He has 12 points for the Lions right now, for the Panthers, I think. And he's maybe about to score another one. Nope, that ball's tipped. Lions come up with it, but he has 12 points. That's more than the Lions have. Right now, Benny Garno and Lance Holman are tied with the leading scorer of 4. That ball's almost going to be stolen again. JP rolls that ball, and Anthem gets it, but it's stolen right back away. Lob pass.
A little bit of madness on the court there. That was a very nice pass. Threaded the needle. Went between 3 or 4 defenders, honestly. And pass to 41 from 42. That's a 2-point bucket for the Panthers.
And the Panthers, they're starting to take away the lead now. Lots of steals right in a row. The Lions got to find something to put some points up on the board. I mean, there have been so many times in this game where I am just like, how in the world did we keep that ball? Or how did we get that ball? Like, we're just finding ways to poke our hands in, grab the ball, steal it. There have been so many steals where I was just surprised at how we got the ball.
Definitely had a lot of breaks. I think there's a little bit of fluster. The 8th graders are a little bit flustered. So there's been a couple travels, and there was just another one. Just that rough defense. Mason Wilson attempts to steal. Misses it. A good Euro step by number 10. He misses his shot. Pass out to the 3 from the offensive rebound. The Lions really need to box out because they've just been letting numbers 41 and 42 box them out. They get offensive rebounds and just look after look after look. They got a bit lucky there. They missed a couple shots, but they still do have the ball.
Good job blocking all the players out on the inbound pass. Took the Panthers a long time to find someone, but they're going to take another shot. Another offensive rebound. 41 is finally going to put it in the hoop. It's going to be Lions ball. JP's back in the game. He's inbounding it.
That's another one of those things that we were talking about free throws earlier, and I said free throws win games. They do. Another thing that wins games is rebounding. The thing that loses games is not rebounding, especially on defense. If you let them get offensive rebounds, bad things happen. And the Panthers are just kind of pulling away right now.
They're going to take a 3 and sink that. That's the first 3 of the game. JP inbounds the ball to Anthem Hodel. And he's going to lose it, and maybe we need to put Sebastian, and yeah, Sebastian Mackin is coming into the game as soon as there's a dead ball. JP's going to somehow recover it. Might have been a travel there, nothing called. Panthers come up with it.
Yeah, it's just very messy on offense. I think they're kind of trying to do more than they can. They're going to leave number 10 open on the 3 line again. He'll miss it, thankfully, but they keep moving too fast and not being aware of what's behind them. So there've been 2 or 3 plays in a row where the ball is just tipped right out of their hands. There's no defensive rotation there.
And, I mean, one thing that might make number 10 for Panthers so good is that he can dribble without looking at the ball, because there have been 4 steals right now because the Lions are just focused on the ball, and they're not paying attention to where the defenders are, and they just come and slip past them and steal the ball right from the Lions. And that's just something they need to figure out how to do, because in the first quarter, or first half, they were able to get the ball past the 10-second line quickly, but now they're taking more time, and the Panthers are just picking up the ball right away and going down and scoring.
Yeah, that's another. He can dribble without looking at the ball. Another thing he can do is he can he can see where the next pass is. Like there's been 2 or 3 plays where he dribbles in and takes the entire defense onto him, and then he'll dish it off right to one player on the other side of the hoop standing wide open. That's the defensive mistake by the Lions. They need to get down there and pressure the ball, but at the same time, they have to slide down and deny the next pass.
And he's going to get another 2 points after a steal. JP is going to get it past the 10-second line, gives it to Sebastian Mackin. He's got to get the ball out of his hands, and he's going to get a screen there. And another pass is stolen.
It was a good look into Hodel, but didn't quite have his hands up. He wasn't ready for it. It was stolen by 41. Good move by number 42, although he missed it.
Mackin, he's going to come up with the rebound. Small guy. Ball to Lance Holman. Should have passed it to Jolly, doesn't. Dribbling himself kind of into a corner.
We got a foul on the play. Lance Holman, he tried to power his way into the hoop. I think if he had just looked over and seen Jolly, he would have had a look. Pass into JP, he'll drive baseline. Give it to Anthem Hodel for the jump shot. No good. Rebound, Panthers.
Minute 30 seconds, minute 37, 10-29. Panthers just really kind of taking the lead away. And, you know, there have been, I know you love this, but there have been no charge attempts taken by the Lions. They've never tried to set up for a charge. I don't know if that's a little bit over their heads at this point.
Yeah, I would say it's a bit over their heads. I don't recall ever taking a charge in 8th grade, or at least I don't know if I even ever tried to. It's obvious, definitely something I love doing now. It's a huge momentum shift. I just remember this year, first game of the year, we were playing Georgetown, and we were down 10 in the 3rd quarter, and I took a charge, and for me, definitely it was a new game, and I think it was the same for the whole team. Everybody just went wild, and right after that, we started scoring. We tied the game up, and we won by 3, as most of you guys know. But that charge is especially if the other team has momentum going, that can take away a lot of momentum, because they're like, especially if the shot goes in too. They're like, yeah, we just scored, and then, no, it's the offensive foul. So it's a very huge momentum shift. Lots of offensive rebounds by the Lions. JP lays it in for 2.
Those are the first points of the second half, I believe.
For the Lions, yes.
For the Lions.
Failed defensive rotation. Luckily, it doesn't go in. JP gets the rebound. He puts it up for 2. Dribbled coast to coast there, right before the buzzer. Nice play by JP Aberprone to get 4 points on the board in about 25 seconds going into the end of the quarter. Might not say it's a momentum shift, but it's good for the Lions to get a bit of momentum going into the 4th quarter.
And they finally were able to put some points on the board. JP, you know, he was kind of struggling a little bit to find his rhythm, but, I mean, at the end of that 3rd quarter, he found something. The Lions down by 14-29. Got 6 more minutes left to try to take back their lead. They were tied at one point, but the IPA kind of took the momentum their way, hit a 3, able to get a lot of offensive rebounds, and hopefully the Lions can figure out something to do.
Yeah, you see the Lions got a bunch of offensive rebounds, and they capitalized. Panthers went to sleep a little bit. It enabled JP to get that offensive rebound, stick it in the hole for 2. That was really aggressive. He was being really aggressive, and that's good to see as from an 8th grade team, is that aggressiveness, because a lot of 8th grade teams are very passive.
Oh yeah,
and that's to be expected, because their confidence levels probably aren't amazing.
And a nice pass there by Anthem Hodel to Benny Garno, who puts it in for 2. The Lions keeping that rhythm that they had. And as you were saying earlier about JP, he just wanted to score, wanted to put the ball in the hoop, and that's exactly what he did. There you go. Sebastian gets the ball, goes straight to the middle, which is good. He recovers his pass that was tipped. Mason Wilson has the shot, could have taken a dribble, but he's going to sink his jumper. Back and forth right now. 18-31. The Lions should need to come up with a steal right now. Mason, strong defense. And Anthem, nice way of protecting that haul, and there's the steal we were expecting from Mason.
Here comes JP Abaprone, sticks it in the hole for 2.
Nice play there by John Paul. Picked up the ball, outran everybody else on that team, put it in for 2. Lions now down by 11 easily if they keep the pace that they're going right now. And Anthem comes up with another steal. Throws it ahead of JP. Should be another 2 points. Takes his time, doesn't use the backboard, and is going to put it in for another 2. The Lions really just pulling it off right now. I don't know what Coach Nip said, some motivating words, probably told them a quick story of a Saint, which just, really motivated them, and now they're going back and they're just dominating right now.
Very true.
At the beginning of the 4th quarter. Great job by the coach and the team right there.
Yeah, that jump shot by Mason Wilson was a little unexpected. I wouldn't have approved of that shot selection. It went in. We'll deal with it. I mean, I'll take a two-point bucket any day. But that defense, I don't know if that was the Lions' defense, but whatever it was, we got 2 or 3 steals right in a row. JP just laid it in the hole. It's pretty good.
And you can just hear the energy in the Lions right now. Again, Coach Nip, just a great coach. I had the pleasure of driving to him to a couple of games, and I mean, the amount of stories that he knows, he had a lot of basketball experience himself, but I mean, he's just able to sure put some energy in the Lions right now where they need it.
Looks like Lions will set up in a very, very loose ball press. Panthers will push the ball down the court, almost stolen again by JP. There it is. There's a double team. Sebastian Mack can bring it down the court. He'll jump stop, 2 feet, and the left-handed layup.
What a thrilling game tonight. The Lions just putting it on, getting steal after steal, and they're making their layups. They had a hard time doing that in the 1st quarter. 10's going to take a 3. He's going to sink that one, take the momentum back a little bit. The Lions are down by 10 still. Shorten their lead from before that timeout. Trapped, jump ball. It's going to be IPA's ball.
So hopefully the Lions can maintain that aggression they had before that 3. I know that's really hard to recover from, is that 3 there. Especially you got a couple steals in a row, you got some points on the board, and then they just nail a 3, and it's pretty tough to recover from that.
10's going to put in another 2 points. Those are 2 big plays by number 10. Lions got to figure out something to do. The ball slips out of Hodell's hands, but he regains it. I don't know how he regained that. He's going to dribble, pass it to Sebastian Macken. He's going to take a deep 3. Oh, that one's barely off.
Offensive rebound, John Paul Abaprone. He'll take it in. It looks like he is fouled on the floor.
Not too many fouls this game. You don't expect a lot of fouls in the 8th grade game. The refs don't usually call everything. But there's a foul called, and it's going to be the Lions' ball.
Another inbounds play. We like to see inbounds plays. The Lions have been doing a good job of them. Mason Wilson, another jump shot put up. He'll miss it. Ball bobbled around. It falls into the hands of number 10 from Champaign. No foul called. So
I think it just rolled off of his hands.
Yeah.
A nice hustle there by the Lions.
Put some pressure on the ball.
36-24, 3 minutes, 24 seconds left. They got to move quickly here.
Oh, good play by JP to split the defense. He'll pass to Mason Wilson for the jump shot, and that will bank in.
Lions down by 10 now. Got to steal the ball. Nice ball movement. The ball's in. JP almost comes up with it, but it goes out of bounds, stops the clock. It's good.
So this defense by the Lions is much more aggressive than it was earlier in the game. So they've been coming up with some steals. Benny Garno tying his shoe.
The refs didn't see it, so they're going to inbound it, and the other ref is going to call a timeout while Benny's taking a knee. I mean, he didn't even look up. He just kept tying his shoe, hoping that the refs are going to call a timeout, and they did. So
good thing they did, because
Panthers
would have had a wide open layup right over him.
I think he would have run into him too.
Maybe might have tripped him. Oh, good defensive play by Sebastian Mackin. Comes right behind him, gets the ball ahead to JP, and he will be fouled on the floor.
Again, Sebastian Mackin keeps control of that ball, spun around, and is able to get a pass into JP a little bit in front of him. Luckily, JP's going to get fouled.
That was a good pass, good look. I think without the foul, JP lays that in for 2. Here comes the inbounds play. They'll pass it into Anthem Hodel. He'll dish it off to Benny Garno, who'll miss it and get his own rebound, put it back up again. Rebound, JP Aberprone.
Hands out of nowhere. Once that rebound kind of pushes everybody else out of the way, gets it.
It was a good look into the inside. It was a little too rough for Anthem Hodel's hands. JP's very aggressive. He'll attack that ball handler from Champaign and get the foul called.
And nice to see no complaints there from JP. Recognizes he fouls and goes to hand the ball to the ref. Good sportsmanship there by John Paul Agbaperone.
Can't say the same about myself. And there's the travel. Nice defensive work there by the Lions to force the travel. Lions ball. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. 36-26. Champaign.
Got to move quickly. JP with the ball. He's going to pass it up to Sebastian Mackin. Good play there by him because he knows that 2 defenders are back. Nice shot there by Anthem Holdell. 28-36. 2 minutes, 15 seconds. They got to move quickly. Got to get another steal here.
Yeah, it would be great to see the Lions pull this win off.
It's going to be very tight. They just got to keep playing how they've been playing.
JP's getting a little aggressive with those hands there.
A little more conservative there after that foul. He's going to split the defense pole all the way in front of them. Throw it at 2. That one's not going to be good. Rebound IPA.
He almost got the steal again, but he didn't. 10 got the ball bobbled a bit, and then he lost it and threw it back in bounds to the Lions. JP with the ball.
Just looks comfortable out there with the basketball. Gets it into Benny Garno. Nice pass there to Anthem Holdout.
Anthem will be fouled on the shot.
And that's good. The time stops. Minute 26 seconds. 28-36.
Yeah, this is one of those times when the free throws really count. Like, games like these, you hit these free throws, and you get right back into defense. You have a chance. You have a very good chance to win the game.
I mean, this is a game where a buzzer beater could pull this into half.
Yes,
I'm picturing it, a steal, ball pass to Mason Wilson, or Richard Jolly. Richard Jolly's not in. He's had a couple threes, but Sebastian Mackin, I don't know, someone gets it, takes the 3, they tie it, steal the ball again, half court, chucks it up, and it goes in. I can just imagine right here. That would be fantastic.
And a good start on that with Anthem Hodel's made free throw. He'll miss this one and get his own rebound. What a play. That'll get knocked out of his hands. JP Aberprone comes up with it and gets fouled.
And that's also good.
Almost went in for the end one. Very close. JP Aberprone going to the line.
Clock is stopped. At a minute 26. His first one's no good.
This is a question I'm going to ask our basketball coaches sometime because I don't know the answer. If you are going to miss one of your free throws, which you shouldn't, but if you're going to, should you miss the first one or the second one? Because I think there's 2 perspectives. If you miss the first one and you make the second one, you're down a point that you should have made. But at the same time, you have the chance to get the rebound if you miss the second one. But if you don't get the rebound on the second one, then it's not really worth it. Number 10 takes the ball in to the lane, gets a layup up, and it squeaks in. Ball to Mason Wilson. He'll pop a 3. Bank, no good. Oh, Sebastian Mack, an offensive rebound. No good. He'll get it again. Pass to Mason Wilson. Poor shot selection by Mason Wilson. Rebound for Blue.
The Anthem holdout comes up with the rebound, gets it, gives it to Sebastian Mack, and tipped by 42. Anthem holdout is going to come up with again in between his legs. Throws up the shot and's fouled. He's going to be shooting 2.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate that number 10 was able to get that layup in.
It's kind of taken the buzzer beater 3 of my imagination out of the realm of possibility. They're down by 8 right now with just under 40 seconds. 39.0.
The Lions did get a lane violation while JP was shooting his free throws. So they got an extra free throw, and he made it. That's also very helpful if the other team bails you out a bit on a missed free throw by stepping into the lane too early. They have to hold until the ball hits the rim to go into the lane to box out for the rebound. Anthem will miss his first free throw.
Number 4 looks a little bit like William Fitzpatrick. He's going to come out of the game for IPA. Second shot is good. 31-38, down by 7. JP.
Pressure the ball and try to get the steal. They will do so. Force him to pick up his dribble. Pass down to the corner. Number 10 drives in. Little floater. No good. Rebound, Mason Wilson.
You got to move quickly here. 21 seconds. JP driving. And the ball's tipped out of his hands. He comes up with it. Gives it to Anthem. Over to Benny Garno. Tipped. IPA's ball. Mason Wilson comes up with it. And IPA's coach calls a timeout. The ref didn't hear him.
That was a very, very, very close call there. He will give the timeout to the Champaign ref.
And I think he is right. Or yes, because Mason intercepted the pass. He blew the whistle before Mason touched the ball. So I guess that means it's going to be in the possession of IPA when the timeout's called.
Yeah, I don't know the rules about that, but the whistle did blow before it was physically in La Salette's possession. So,
and before this game is over, I would like to give a quick shout out to our very hard workers at concessions, Mr. Liam Bentz, Enzo Nees and Henry Dittman, offering delicious and nutritious snacks, as Mr. Gazzoli loves to say.
I don't know about nutritious.
Well, there's water there, so we can count that as nutritious. But if you're ever down here, please make sure you give them a visit. And
they have very good math skills.
There you go. Ball's inbounded, 7 seconds, clock ticking. 3, no good. Sebastian Mackin's going to come up with it with 2 seconds left. Ball stolen, last second shot by IPA is going to be no good. But the Lions with a strong comeback. Good basketball played by them in the fourth quarter. However, they're not going to come up with this victory. Lose by 7, 38-31.
So I just want to point this out. The Lions scored more points in this quarter than they did in the rest of the game before this quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So at the beginning of the third quarter, I believe the score was 31-14. Am I correct? Fourth quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter.
It might have been. I think so.
So they held IPA to 7 points, and they themselves scored 17 in this quarter. That's really good to see that aggression, that intensity right at the end of the game.
And a lot of that came from just JP's aggressiveness. Got a lot of steals, were able to control, put the ball up. That was a good game from JP. Also, the Lions, they just played strong tonight. Came off a little bit. Actually came off pretty well in the beginning. Kind of lost it in the third quarter a little bit. But
yeah, it's that La Salette third quarter plague.
Exactly.
I think we're doing a pretty good job of getting over that this year. Let's hope it continues that way.
And hopefully we won't have to deal with that on Wednesday, December 14th. Lions varsity team is going to be, or Lions varsity and JV is going to be playing at Clifton Central. JV is at 5:30. Varsity it's at 7. Please do not miss that game. It should be a thrilling game. Clifton Central has played Cessna Park, a team that we beat earlier in the season. And Clifton Central did beat Cessna Park, so it should be a close game. And again, that is on Wednesday, tomorrow.
Definitely winnable.
5:30 and 7. So Charles Prather, my fellow broadcaster, hopefully he's going to be out there putting points, getting rebounds. But until then, please tune in, and thank you for watching tonight's game. I'm Michael McCall and Charles Prather.